Mr. Zack Abdi, who is the CEO of Provectus. Thank you, Mr. Abdi, for joining in. He brings a lot of international expertise around EPR and plastic waste management.
Thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to take the opportunity to say thank you very much to many of you and for you giving me an opportunity to learn something and also to share some of those best practices. I have a funny way of looking at it. I always say fixing economy is to fix the climate change. And any of those things that what you see in the slides, you will understand why am I saying this? What's the reason why we have to think about the circular economy, which is on the next slide? You will find that the economy that we're talking about. What is circular economy? So if you take a look at innovation to propel economy and create legacy. Now, I tried to understand some of those people who were talking about the way to go about bringing awareness. Awareness can only will happen when you and I, when we create legacy. India, I am so happy to know that India happens to be one of the fine example of many of the plastic creating circular economy from plastic use or plastic waste, as a matter of fact. India is one of the few countries in the world that has allocated 2% of the average net profits of companies. 2%, that's a lot of money. But then again, if you take a look at it, the people who are getting that 2%, who is getting the opportunity of showcasing the CSR funding, they have to have 100 or 1,000 crores. That will be something like lots of money, from what I understand. So my point is again is that why can we not change or implement EPR and ESG in this mandate? Now, I am going to share with you some of the best practices that what we're having in the places like Dubai, because Provectus-Middle East is operation in Dubai as well as Provectus Enterprising in Canada. So if you take a look at this snapshot of our green economy indicator, you'll be happy to see or notice that most of the item that is listed there are municipal solid waste. So if municipal solid waste is what we pay for it, why not we make something out of it to make it or create circular economy? Now, most of the time, people have been blaming oil and gas companies and saying that, well, it's because of the oil-based, plastic is oil-based, and that's why we're getting all kinds of problems. But people in India paid money for the oil, the crude oil, and refinery is done in India. So plastic is a byproduct of refinery oil product. When you're spending so much money on it, why not utilize it? Why not reuse them again? Create circular economy out of it. Now, if you may notice, this is the community engagement that we have started in Dubai, whereby we're collecting the used cooking oil from the household, using the plastic bottles. So that number of plastic bottles is no longer going to the landfill. Now there's been thrown away. And we use the same plastic to make something like what I've already shared with you. Next one, please. So one way to do that is that we created the Eco Depot. Basically, I got an idea about the Eco Depot by watching some people doing the same thing in India, whereby people are buying trash. If they're buying trash, so to speak, trash, because it's a nuisance to people, or it becomes nuisance when it's been thrown away. So instead of having those trash, those people are buying trash, and those people who are buying trash, they're basically selling to somebody else, and that somebody else is selling to somebody else to make something out of it. So if that's what the cycle is, to make something out of it, to recycle, to reuse, why not we create our own eco depot? The reason why we created the eco depot, because that works as an incubator, as a way for the closed loop solution for a smart city. If you want to call people smart to live in a smart city, that's not what it is. It's about how smartly you do or you take care of the waste and reduce the cost or reduce the impact of climate change. And you create an opportunity by which your family and your children becomes the stakeholder. So there, if you go back, go to the next page, please. Here in the Eco Depot, this is what we do. We have organic, we have plastic, we have used cooking oil. But if you notice one thing, most people have, what I was trying to understand, and I was trying to listen to some of those people who were the speakers that have spoken before me, one of the biggest contaminator for any municipal solid waste is organic food waste. So if food waste is your biggest contributor towards any kind of municipal waste that needs to be recycled, why not also recycle the food? That's what we do in our Eco Depot. So that way, the item that we receive, let that be plastic bottle like this, or let that be a glass bottle, or let that be cardboard, they're all clean. So if they're clean, it can be recycled to remake something that you can reuse again. Now, when I look at those pictures on the left, I see a man carrying a bag with this dump site. Most of the India, they don't have landfills because landfills are very expensive to make. So they have an open dump site. Open dump site also, like I was watching Mr. Yashukia Huta, who mentioned about leachate. Yes, it does create leachate. It has a direct impact on the groundwater. It not only looks ugly on the surface, but it also has a lot of damage to your groundwater and ground and so forth. But at the same time, if you take a look at that man who's walking with a bag, that also tells you a story that he is there. He's picking up something that is of a value. And the value and the item that is speaking is free from organic. So if you can take care of organic, you have a lot of items that you can recycle to reuse. Now, on the other picture that you see, a lady who's pulling the rickshaw, she is also doing this as a part of job. That's creating job for her. That's creating an opportunity for her livelihood. So if she's doing all of that, why not bring them over to an eco depot? Why not create eco depot in your own city, in your own towns, as a part of your closed loop solution by which you can create jobs at the same time reducing the greenhouse gas that has a direct impact on your climate change. India is one of those places where you're having a massive problem. Next one, please. Well, the only thing I can say in conclusion, municipal solid waste segregation is important. And one way to do that is by creating an Eco Warrior program for children. We're doing an Eco Warrior program all the way from Canada to Uganda, from Uganda to Pakistan and Bangladesh and other places. So if we can have that movement of children engagement, the children who are the future stakeholder of the planet, they become a fantastic ambassador by which they can take care of many of the solutions that you are looking for, such as reducing landfill stress and so on. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening.